Despite the name, the Mavic Air takes after the DJI Spark much more than the Mavic Pro. Thankfully, the camera takes after the Phantom 4 Pro much more. The camera was always the strongest argument against the Mavic Pro, with videos often looking noisy and trees often turning into mushy watercolour paintings. Despite this, the Mavic Pro quickly became DJI's top-selling drone. Now, with the Mavic Air being more portable and having a better camera, where does this leave the rest of the series? The two biggest complaints about the Mavic Air are the range and battery life. I can tell you the range issue is only a problem if you don't follow the rules of most countries with drone laws. As for the battery, well, I found it's not as bad as it seems. I've been looking at this footage comparison and trying to figure out why the Mavic Air looks so different to the Mavic at the same time of day. I believe part of this has to do with how far back set the camera is inside the gimbal, giving it a built-in camera hood, shielding it from a lot of the glare that the Mavic naturally picks up. And of course, a significantly higher bit rate helps eliminate the watercolor effect we used to see on trees on the Mavic. The camera on the Mavic Air truly is comparable to the Phantom 4 Pro with a 1-inch sensor. The Mavic Air weighs just over 400 grams. This is compared to the just over 700 grams for the Mavic Pro. Welcome news to those of us who actually do our risk safety assessment before each flight. The Air has a similar field of view to the Phantom 4 Pro, and thankfully the twitchy autofocus system found in the Mavic Pro does not appear in the Mavic Air. I know some shots have been ruined by the Mavic losing focus right before a flight run. Of course, I had to compare it to the GoPro and iPhone seen here. You can see the Air maintains shadow and highlight detail. In 2016, DJI raised the bar with the Mavic Pro. 2017 saw the release of the disappointing Spark. 2018 started the year off with a bang with the Mavic Air. Despite being called a Mavic, the Air takes a lot of cues from the Spark, such as the rear flippy door thing for the USB port and the memory card holder. The camera gimbal takes a lot of cues from the Spark as well. The battery latch mechanism is also similar. Gone are the days from the old Phantoms where we were worried the battery would fall out halfway through our flight if we didn't click it in properly. Even the motors are the same size, so the propellers will fit on the same mounts. It is possible to fly the Mavic Air with the Spark foldable props. It is not recommended. As you can see, they are not the same size. There have been some problems with the curved tips of the slightly quieter Mavic Pro Platinum, which is probably why they didn't show up for the Air. You can see the Mavic Pro uses much larger propellers than the other two. Having the battery latch onto the bottom of the drone also aids with water resistance. The Mavic Pro has the best controller for the DJI line, so it's a shame that it's lost a few features, the built-in screen being the main one. Gone is the ISO or shutter speed dial. The two customizable buttons on the bottom are gone, as is the customizable nubbin on the front. These are replaced by two single function buttons. The joysticks are easily removable now, unlike the original Mavic, which was intended to have removable joysticks but didn't actually ship with functioning ones. The Air comes with 4 sets of these joysticks, so DJI is probably expecting us to lose a few. The Mavic Pro is still the only DJI drone to use wireless OcuSync for the goggles, so unfortunately the Air needs to be plugged in. This Mavic Pro battery is over a year old, so I don't expect it to get the full 28 minutes that DJI originally claimed. So I flew it and I got 22.5 minutes for a full battery. I usually land when the battery gets to about 30%, so I treat that as a usable flight time. So I only got 17 minutes worth. Since the Air has a higher bitrate, it packs more information in each minute worth of footage, so the file sizes are much bigger than the Mavic Pro. For this test I didn't get the claimed flight time that DJI says, but it's very close to the Mavic Pro. So compared to a year-old Mavic Pro battery, the Mavic Air is about 2 minutes less usable flight time, but of course the battery and the entire drone is much smaller than the Mavic. Is the Mavic Air better? Yes. Am I going to miss some of the features that the Mavic Pro has? Yes. Just as it was with the Mavic Pro being more fun to fly than the Phantom or Inspire, the Mavic Air has what it takes to be a top drone. This really does sit separate from the Mavic and the Spark lines of drones, as it really has features that none of the other drones have, while it's not a pure upgrade from any one particular model.